When you start a year with a 15-month-old and a 1-week-old, your ambitions take a back seat. All you want to do is survive. And for the first 3 months, that's all we did. Talia and Cam took half the house, while Vienna and I took the other. That way, I'd get a full night's sleep to handle Vienna, and Talia could sleep when the baby slept. It was actually quite an enjoyable few weeks. And then, an avalanche started. My friend Andrew had just opened a movie theater outside Houston and was going to be in town for our March Madness GolfCon event. And I finally saw an opening to make GolfCon charity events. I asked if he had any charities he wanted to donate to, and lo and behold, he did. So now there would finally be a charity and business attached to GolfCon. I started contacting every famous friend on Facebook for this and future events, and Claudia Wells responded. Humorously, of course.
4 years ago, I friended her on Facebook. I asked her to coffee. As simple as that. Never heard back from her. I was like, whoa, shoot, I probably screwed that up. Years pass. A couple weeks ago, I'm writing to everybody in LA now that I have a charity attached to try to get some people involved. And I wrote hey to her. And she thought it was the coffee invite. And so I get the reply, sure, I'd love to go to coffee.
Better late than never.
Well, kind of.
Closer than never.
Well, and then I went, oh, I'm sorry. That was 4 years ago. I am married with 2 children now.
Different decade.
Sorry. Yeah, literally. Yeah, right? And we were laughing about it. And I said, well, now that I have your attention, I might as well tell you about this charity. And she said, I'd love to be involved. We met and figured out all sorts of stuff, including the big announcement. On Memorial Day, we're going to be christening a Back to the Future golf hole called Golf to the Future.
What?
And the time machine, the DeLorean, is going to be at my house.
Perfect replica.
It's unbelievable. It's going to be at the house. Claudia's going to be there. And we're going to christen this on Memorial Day weekend.
The day after this announcement, the guy with the DeLorean announces he's in dire straits and is selling his car. I freak out. I contact him and consider maybe my mother-in-law buying the car, and I start a business, but his asking price was too high. Intrigued, though, I start looking at other places, and I find a builder that if I supply him the car, can pull it off in around 8 weeks. With adrenaline pumping, in the midst of this chaotic year, we buy a car in Memphis, have it shipped to the builder, and then shipped to LA in time for the Memorial Tournament, which, believe it or not, was covered by CBS. And that's when things got hectic.
And then it was fun, so I added another one, and I added a few more tee boxes, and then it kind of got carried away a little bit.
You could say that. A DeLorean replica from the blockbuster Back to the Future now sits in the middle of Hole 9, a hole entirely dedicated to the film.
So you get past 1985 and the clock tower.
Save the clock tower!
And then you try to get to the 2015 hole, and if you hit the back, you trigger that DeLorean, and if you're lucky, the ball will go in right through that pipe.
Today, 2 stars from the film dedicated the Back to the Future hole. Claudia Wells, who played Michael J. Fox's girlfriend Jennifer Parker, and Don Fullove, who played Mayor Goldie Wilson.
It's crazy. Honestly, it's crazy. But I'm getting accustomed to how detailed and caring Back to the Future fans are.
You got a birdie.
The stars were there to help raise money for the nonprofit Kids in the Spotlight, which teaches foster kids to create their own movies. This is the second charity mini golf game Contras is hosting in his backyard. He hopes to raise more than $1,500. Contras originally wanted the DeLorean here for today's event, but then he fell in love with it and he bought it. He openly admits he has one very understanding wife.
Suddenly, Mayor Goldie Wilson is the spokesman for my business, rentthedelorean.com.
But now you can rent the DeLorean for as little as $199.95. And you can even have me, Goldie Wilson III, at any of your events with the Golden Package. Remember, rentthedelorean.com.
And we're all on the radio talking about it.
Yeah, for real.
Bananas.
That's not the craziest part. My man Mo Kelly gets an interview with Weird Al Yankovic, invites me to be in the studio, and I end up taking the elevator down with Al, tell him about GolfCon, he thinks it's awesome, gives me the green light to do something UHF themed, and before you know it, I'm building a giant wheel of fish in my backyard. What? That leads me to having the host of Wheel of Fish from the movie, Geddy Watanabe, appear for our Labor Day event. And he's totally into it, except he's out of town that weekend, so we have to tape something ahead of time. And I figure since he's here, let's do that interview idea I had. hats and mini golf. It turns out so good, so natural. I realize this is TV ready. So I throw the Getty episode to a few people, and wouldn't you know it, I get bites. Jim O'Hare from NBC's Parks and Rec loves it. Does an episode, is freaking perfect.
That's my neck. Oh, I'm in. Okay. Oh, this is good. Oh, this is awesome. Uh-huh. Oh, I like the DeLorean. Uh-huh. Let's see. Oh, I like the gray. I like that. Okay. I'm literally going to slide down. Oi. Whew. You son of a bitch that I'm sitting in this damn thing. Okay, you look... Okay, you are a regular size guy. You look... It's not super roomy for you.
It is not. Well, it's also this stupid hat I got.
Yeah, the hat is stupid. First of all... Okay, my knees... I'm going to lick my knee in a second. That's how tight this is.
You won this. This is
this is my prize.
This is your reward.
What the hell?
Joel Murray from Mad Men, and he's awesome.
You had something until hats and mini golf, and now I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. Apparently, you have all the copyrights on hats and mini golf.
Yes, I do. Good luck with that.
So that frees up guys without hats on real golf courses.
Touche.
Mayor Goldie Wilson does an episode, and we do the second half in his frickin' plane.
Ah, that's some funny shit, motherfucker. Ah, okay. Warn me before. We're passing all that traffic. We don't worry about traffic jams.
I now have enough material to make a legit pitch to some networks in 2015. Oh, and the kids are alive. Yay! Somehow Talia and I actually did survive the absolute chaos that is babies less than 15 months apart. Holy shit, never doing that again. But wow, what was supposed to be just a year of survival turned into taking on a ton of projects and knocking them out of the park. So excited for 2015, I can barely sit still or hold a thought in my head.
I think it's the excitement only a free man can feel. A free man at the start of a long journey whose conclusion is uncertain.